used to write us handwritten letters back in the day. I don't understand what's happening with these princesses now. Sorry. You want this babe who is contributing to the bills to come back and cook you fresh stew every day. Are you okay?
You know what? So I think the question, first of all, is you did mention about men being raised right, but then not. So I feel like if you are already in the train of thoughts where day-old rice is not edible rice, that's already poor raising.
If you have the right person, it is actually easy to be submissive
to each other. That's what the Bible verse said, though.
I think what a lot of guys expect is that you're going to meet a girl, date her, and she'll just be like, my master, I'm submissive.
They want submissive providers. They want you to toast them. Is that not a princess?
Welcome to a brand new episode of OffAir with
Gbemi
and I am Toolz. How y'all doing? You good? You good? You good? Okay, so today's episode is going to be very interesting. We all talk about the independent woman and who she is, what kind of things she does, but do we spend enough time talking about the modern Nigerian man?
We're going to talk about
Who
that today.
is he? Where are they?
And we're going to get some insights from some guests.
Yes, we have got our friends from the Menisms Podcast. They are going to be here shortly to break things down. Hopefully, it doesn't get violent. Hopefully. It might get a little violent, but, you know, make sure you stick around and watch that.
Yeah.
And we also need to say a big thank you, because I can hear Gbemi's tummy rumbling now.
I'm hungry.
It's like, feed me!
Shout out to our friends at Plato for feeding us. Make sure you check them out at orderplato.com. You can order different varieties of dishes and pay one delivery fee. And not just that, the food is actually really good. Okay?
Yes.
Orderplato.com.
Very good.
Our special guests are in the studio. We've got Murewa and Isioma of Menisms.
Welcome. Looking very sharply dressed. Thank you for making the effort.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Okay, so we're not going to attack. We're going to try not to attack you.
Please attack.
Okay, all right. Okay. They said that we can attack her. All right, so wait. What's today's topic? You break it down. I don't know how to break it down.
Okay.
And that's why she had the lens thing.
When we were discussing what this topic should be, I can't remember if it was me or Toolz or our producer who titled it. The title might change, by the way. The modern Nigerian man. So let's think of the quintessential Nigerian man in 2026. Who is he? And the first thing that came to my mind is not the nicest thing. What?
I know what you're going to say.
Talk it.
The first thing I thought of was a princess. Sorry.
Wait, so are you guys agreeing?
We're not even arguing with anybody. Who doesn't like Princess
We're
Don't you like Princess
philosophizing.
Okay.
Let me explain why I had that thought process. You see, back in the day, I mean, I'm young enough to remember when people used to, when they were yearners, when men were men, you know, when they would write you a letter, they would be pining for you. Now, it's like, they will just enter your DM, hey, hi. And next thing you know, they're hoping that a relationship comes out from there. They used to write us handwritten letters back in the day. I don't understand what's happening with these princesses now. But anyway, let's talk, Sha.
What else?
Let's talk.
Okay.
They want submissive providers. They want you to toast them. Is that not a princess?
You said a word there that triggers me.
Submissive.
Yes.
But they also want, they want you to
So
submissive.
when I hear submission, I get triggered because I think that it's the idea that we have of submission or being submissive, it's so warped right now. And I will say this, if you have the right person, it is actually easy to be submissive
to each other. That's what the Bible verse
But
said, though.
I think what a lot of guys expect is that you're going to meet a girl, date her, and she'll just be like, my master, I'm submissive. And I honestly don't think a lot of guys are worthy of that. If I'm going to be very honest. Like, there's certain guys, it was the very, very well-learned Jill Scott that said, if you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. How did you say it? I messed up. Let me try that.
She was talking to Angie Martinez.
Wait. Okay. All right. Wait, hold on. Let me remember it. She said, if you can tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. But if you can't, did she say if you can or if you can't?
I can't remember the context.
You guys,
but
you know what?
I think we get
Put
the
it there.
I feel like people especially who take it from the biblical angle, always say, oh, you should be submissive, this one, that one. But are you really, if you really want to go by biblical standards, or if you want to go the religion path,
You need to finish reading the verse.
the quote-unquote heads of home need to love their wives like Christ loved the church, meaning you should be willing to die for this woman because Christ died for his people. Is it so? But the person is not going to do this. So why? How? Like,
what are your views on submission?
Let's start with that. Should we say you're ready?
The first thing I'm going to say is, like you said, back then they used to write letters and all that. Back then, too, women used to be the peace in the man's life. You know what I'm trying to say? No, the peace.
You see, they used to be
It's not full.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. So when you say peace, what do you mean by that?
For example, now, like,
What do you mean by that?
You just said now about the new modern women that you're talking about. Yeah. They have to be equals, which is not a bad thing, but you want to be equals, but it's argumentative. You're always trying to put, like you just said now, if we're going to the past, things have changed. We're no more in the past.
Yeah.
We're now in the present.
Okay.
We're no more back then. Because the things that used to go back then that guys used to do, the things women used to do back then, they don't want to do it again.
Here's my thing. I will just say this. If you want to be a traditional man, be a traditional man.
As in fully embrace it.
Fully embrace it, meaning you are not splitting bills with anybody. I don't care what the economy says. If you say you want to be a traditional man, are you sweating, Murewa?
No. I'm adjusting myself because my point is coming up.
Then be that. Do you understand? Like I tell my friends all the time, if you want the guy to pay all the bills, then prepare to be a traditional woman who doesn't have a say in anything. Do you want that? Or do you want more of a partnership? You know?
So are you agreeing with her?
So you know what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're saying that, then I agree with you.
Okay.
So
If you're
I
going to
think
be traditional. If you're going to be this, then be this. Sorry, bro.
so. You know what? I think what Isioma is really landing on here is that the dynamics have changed, right? In the movement for feminism, where women need to have equal rights and let them not just be seen as less. That has also come to a place where, at what point do you draw the lines of less and not less? Because now we're talking about, okay, you were right in the point of traditional man. If you're going to pay the bills, pay the bills. Like, traditional man is, I foot everything provision. I foot it. They just don't think about provision. Just be there, exist, and follow my rules, so to say, right? But there was a fight against follow my rules. Of course, I imagine in the events where the rules didn't quite make sense or they were more derogatory to the woman, in what case. Now, we have a situation where that fight has gotten to the point where women have taken, of course, prominent roles and whatever it is in society, right? If you're now thinking about the man still wanting to be the man being a modern man in that situation now is adapting to whatever the new norms of, that fight has been.
Are they adapting?
It's an adaptation. Because, again, it might seem to you like it's taking advantage. Because I imagine that's where you might be coming from, where it's like, okay, now that women say, they want to just have some level of ownership, men are now saying, okay, split it 50-50. Maybe you men want to do it, but yeah, pay your part. It comes off as it looks like it's being taken advantage of, right? Mm. But in the end, it's realistically what was being asked for, which is the stakes of men just taking 100% and then women nothing is now, okay, take 50-50. But the problem here is that there's a thin line between what was supposed to be submission, because that's where we're coming from now. The idea behind submission was not meant to be ownership.
Are you sure?
The idea behind it was not meant to be ownership. Now, the execution, however, ended up being, a master-slave situation, in some cases. But the concept behind submission, especially if you're going to refer to the Bible, was always if you're going to play by the roles of, I'm going to be a leader of the family while you be the one that's a follower, it is that I have seen, you mentioned something about men going into war, and you're just off camera, right? And the idea behind it is that I'm going to face the very difficult parts first. Then when I get to the battlefront and I say, okay, we've stabilized things, then I tell you, okay, guys, you guys can come in. Now that I've checked here and I've seen everything that's going on. Now, submission then became something entirely different, right? And of course, I don't agree to that version of submission because it became I will put you down in your place while I become the only one who's the dictator, so to say. Now, I'm not very for that, but unfortunately, that's what history has shown us. And the modern man now wants a balance of both because, again, and I think actually we tackled this in one of our previous episodes, men only own identity when there's power involved. So if you give a man power, he has an identity. Now, with a traditional man comes with power, comes with the idea of the dynamic of submission. I'm your owner, you're my slave, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? The modern man likes the idea of submission because it comes with power. And power gives you identity. As a man, if I lack the power to tell you, let me give you just a simple scenario, right? Let's say I have a girlfriend now, and I tell her, can you please go wait outside? I think it's the best decision because in here, you may not like some of the things we're going to say. You might be offended by some things. That's my opinion, right? Based on who I know. And I'm not commanding her, but I'm telling her, I think waiting outside may be a better choice. Now, the lady listening and saying, actually, you know what, you're right. I think I'll follow your decision and I'll go wait outside. It gives the man an identity, right? Now, don't forget that I'm not commanding her, but I'm telling her this is what I believe the best decision for both of us is. The difference here is that some women have grown an identity for themselves where they believe now that you can't tell me what to do. Like, what do you mean I should go outside? I'm going to wait here. Now, if you then wait here, and the thing I told you or advised you against, which is some things we're going to say here might affect you, then you get offended by it, then we have a problem. And that's how we have this modern man, Wonder Woman dynamic. Because again, I, as the man, I wasn't asking for submission in the traditional way that we all know it, which is command the woman, tell you go do this, stay in the kitchen. But
do you know?
See what I'm getting with this here?
Do you know? Okay, I'm listening to what you're saying. I also think it has a lot to do with trust, because if
Naturally,
so if this couple that you're talking about, if in their experience in their relationship, there have been situations where she fully trusts him. So I feel like if you fully trust somebody, when they make a decision, maybe a decision that they made and maybe you weren't there, or they just kind of said, I think we should do this. You trust this person. You know that this person always has your best interest at heart. Then you're more likely to listen. This is the way I believe, this is how I believe submission to be, and being submissive to each other. Okay. So if I'm, in a relationship if I'm married to somebody and I fully trust this person and I know that this person, or their first priority is to make sure I'm okay. First priority is to have my back. First priority is to just make sure I am super fine. If they say, I think we should do this, there's a good chance that I'll be like, this person has shown me repeatedly that when they make certain decisions, it's not based off of, I'm the man, I know best. It's based off of, okay, how is this going to affect her? Is this going to be good? Is she going to be okay? And all that. So when you think about it, it's more of if you have that sort of trust in place, where I know that, and it should be like a two-way thing. It should be like a two-way thing. So the way he's able to, sort of make some decisions, I should now be in a situation where he trusts me enough to kind of just say, well, Toolz will have a good reason for doing that. So I'm just going to, go along with it and just believe that, okay, she saw certain things, or she felt like this is what would work, best for both of us. But I feel that is how I feel submission and being submissive to each other should work. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't generally work like that because it's almost like, I'm the man, I know better, so you got to do what I say.
So I'd argue with that because it's not necessarily about being the man and knowing better, but so I'll still come back again to Gbemi's reference of going to war. Not even about the war in particular.
The wars that you guys started.
Wait,
Why are women going to war?
wait.
When you
Over
guys are the
women.
ones that started this?
Wait. So I'm not referring to it as war in particular, the term war, but the concept of going ahead and experiencing something first and then deciding, this. Now, let me give you a simple example, right? So generally, of course, again, this is not like this is just a guesstimation. I don't have the statistics, but men would be better drivers generally, right? Again, like I said, but I'm sure if you check the statistics, hold on. I'm sure if you check the statistics, there are more better male drivers than female.
Actually,
we can argue that later on.
according to statistics, male drivers are more likely to get into accidents. That's why in societies like America, for example, women drivers pay less on insurance than men. We'll continue.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
I'll put that on.
Continue.
Okay, all right. So
ChatGPT is Gbemi rights.
okay, so where I'm getting at with this is, so the point you made about men thinking they know better doesn't always come from just the fact that they just believe they know better. They're just baseless, right? And I'm only going to speak on my own personal experiences. I have a girlfriend, right? And we do have a lot of clashes. But I got to realize that a lot of our clashes are based on the fact that I have life experiences that have made me believe that I know exactly how to handle certain situations. So when she comes, but then the difference is that she also has similar life experiences, not in the same dynamic, but in similar dynamics that make her feel that she knows how to handle those situations better than I do. Then we clash. Now, the point where you find a man thinking he knows better is because he believes that experience is usually catered to men more than women. I'll give you a simple example again. When learning to drive comes into play, men usually learn much younger than women, right? So you find boys from the age of 13, 14 already holding the steering wheel, trying to make mistakes and whatnot, right? Girls maybe a lot more later, maybe from the 18, 19 and further down. Just that 3 to 4 year gap makes the man feel like, if I'm teaching you how to drive, it's because I know this thing. Why are you arguing with me? I'm telling you turn left. You're telling me, no, I shouldn't turn left. No, now, that's a simple dynamic of you assuming. Now, the lady's assuming there that, why are you arguing with me? I know exactly what I'm doing. But the man feels like you're not listening to his instructions because he believes that there's a lot more, 3 to 4 years of experience before you.
He believes he knows better than her.
So, yeah, and not from the angle of,
Because I'm a man.
because I'm a man.
Because I have the experience.
Exactly. And so, like I said, there are certain situations that a man would have earlier experience than women, but women don't really think about that angle before then, clashing and saying, no, I know better than you and blah, blah, blah. So I think, personally, I don't think a lot of men just move with the idea. I can't speak for all men, but I'm going to say from my experience.
I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
Most of the time, your girlfriend's probably right.
Okay, so I'm honestly...
Before I move, I'm going to grab a drink.
I'm sure you guys have seen these articles, tweets, memes, and stuff like that on social media about the male loneliness epidemic that's been happening. Maybe not in Nigeria, but in some countries around the world.
I don't know. Maybe it is. Do you guys feel lonely sometimes?
Not even the slightest.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then also,
I feel
and then
lonely.
and then also in some cases, I've also seen cases where I've read articles, I've listened to podcasts like Diary of a CEO where he brings people on and he talks to people and they explain that for the first time in history, this is the first time women are in some cases and in some societies out earning men, getting more educated, and for the first time they're actually picking mates based on whether they like them or not because of survival. And so they're like they're not picking a lot of guys, and so a lot of them are lonely as a result of this. What are your thoughts on that? Do you understand what I mean? What's going on? So I've been seeing, especially maybe in the US, for example, Lots of, and I watch a lot of shows as well, like Love is Blind. Every year, a lot of solid girls, some crazy, and then every year nonsense. I'll just be like, where did they find this guy from? Is it because they're trying to create entertainment, or what is going on
You wanna-
I
here?
wanted to ask a question, like, basically. I wanted to ask a question. You know, like, we all started this conversation with, like, saying the modern man is a princess.
That was
Okay,
my,
you said, okay, you said that.
was
that-
my
Wait,
yeah.
before you continue, so Gbemi, you don't agree?
Huh?
You don't agree? Okay, good.
That's wait. No, it's because you called me Gbemi. I was like, what?
Sorry.
So the modern guy
Sorry
is
about
a.
that.
Do I agree that the modern guy is a princess? I don't know if I fully agree with that. I think that.
Before we continue, what parts wouldn't you agree with?
I would say that the modern guy seems to be deeply conflicted
Okay.
with what they want to be, with which
Interesting.
aspect of I guess what.
Masculinity.
Yes, they want to. So I think in the past, what has happened is that for a lot of situations, guys were able to dictate. They were able to dictate what's happened and all these different things. And now things have changed, and they're now kind of just trying to see, okay, which one can I? It's like a pick and mix thing. It's like a pick and mix, just trying to figure out the best way. But I wouldn't say I think that most modern guys are princesses. I would say
I
conflicted.
didn't say most. I said some.
Okay,
some.
most. Cool. You said
See that
princess.
your impression was
In
so
the aspect
strong,
of
I was
princesses.
calling tools. To let you know. But please go on.
But I'm saying, okay. Is there something wrong with that?
What, being a princess?
Yeah, being the princess, like you put it. Let's just say, is there something wrong with that? Because what I'm asking is because from, like you said, the past and now, everything has changed. I'm going to give an example. My example is my mom didn't work. Why? Because now she finished with accounting. But my dad said, hey, I got this on lock. You be with the kids. That was their own whatever. But my other sister now, she's married. She probably does like, okay, maybe not 50-50, let me not talk, but she's swear for me. No, like 30-40, but she's involved now. It's not like before where Mopsy was just only her.
Yeah, of course.
Mopsy was sorting everything out. She's involved now. She, like, even if they're going to split, let us say 30-70, but she's sharp, she's involved. She's actively involved. And is that like, what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that a lot of guys do not want to contribute when it comes to the home front. It is an extra job to run a household. Okay? Yes, for example, in modern day Nigeria, we have cooks and we have nannies and we have drivers and we have this and that. But it is a full-time job to run a household.
Let me just buttress your point here. So if you think about in an average marriage, right? If you think about what is expected of the wife, yeah, looking after the kids, doing the cooking, doing the cleaning, doing all these different things. If you were to outsource each of those jobs to somebody, as in somebody's doing all the cooking, somebody's literally looking after the kids all the time, somebody's doing all the cleaning, somebody's doing all of that, how much do you think that's going to cost monthly?
I mean, it's relative. So it depends.
And then it's also
Depends on
organizing
what-
people's schedules as well. That's why sometimes when I see those videos where they will see a couple and their kids and they ask, okay, they ask the guys, what's your daughter's, some of them don't even know their birthday.
Their birthdays,
They don't
or
know
your
the birthday. They don't know
the best friend.
They don't know the best friend. They don't leave that one. They don't even know the class teacher's name. Many times, like it's wild to me. Like you can't. Okay, in today's world, let's be honest. The way the economy is shit. We all know this, and unless you are part of the people they mention in Forbes year after year, the reality is that you cannot foot the bills by yourself, especially if you want to have a certain standard of living, whatever that standard is to you. Not everybody's going to live in Banana Island. Not everybody's going to live in wherever is an affluent, whatever. But whatever the case may be, if you want this woman who is also working to contribute to some bills, even if it's not all the way up to 50-50, then you are going to contribute to running the
house.
home. Okay, and I feel that a lot of guys don't understand. They feel like, oh, it's me helping my wife. No, you are co-running that home together. So, because even if you have a nanny, a chef, a housekeeper, a cleaner, a this one, a that one, somebody still has to tell those people what to do. And this is why I saw a tweet the other day where someone said, oh, my my child's friend is not coming to. They have small children, but the kids are not coming to school for the week because their mommy is not around and daddy cannot handle pickups and drop-offs, and so they're not coming. Like, you want to be called, I've said this thing many times, I think I should put on a t-shirt, you want to be called head of home, but you can't be left alone with your child for a week. The child will suffer because you can't handle piano class, swimming class, ballet class,
Football, everything.
Those things they do, those random things they do in children's school, book club day, where you're supposed to dress as a character.
Wait,
you can't do it.
Let's ask both of you this.
Yeah, okay.
Do you believe in 50-50?
So first of all, I have 1 million questions, right? I have 1 million questions. But before I even get to them, maybe I should start by answering your question first.
Yes. Do you believe in 50-50?
So not entirely. So first of all, I believe that, and maybe again that's some level of, mild traditional against mild modernism is, if I have the financial capacity, my wife shouldn't be doing, she shouldn't be having to work too hard. Honestly, I feel like I would have that discussion on what direction she chooses to go with, which is, does she want to work for money? Because again, some people actually enjoy working for money. Like, some people actually enjoy the concept of a 9 to 5. Some people enjoy that, right? And then there's some people who just, it's not really their thing. I feel like if I have the financial capacity, I'm going to ask her first, what direction are you going in, right? Now, the only reason I'm able to ask her that question is I'm equipped with the skills to handle the children when she can't. And this is where I'm getting at now with my questions, my 1 million questions. So, can we all first of all agree that there was a traditional dynamic, maybe up until the 60s, 70s, give or take, right? So where the man goes out to work, the woman stays at home with the kids, good. Which also then ultimately means that how the kids turn out is somewhat dependent on how the mother raises them. Is that a yes or no?
Somewhat.
Okay, good, right. Which also means that if 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys sitting in a room, and of those 4 guys, only 2 know how to really take care of a home, while 2, or the other 2...
Let me see where you're going with this.
Hold on, relax. Again, I'm just... While the other 2 are not quite that equipped on how to navigate a family, right? And when I say navigate a family, I mean things like the guy can cook, the guy can clean. Everything the woman should do, but can't do. The should do. Well, when I say should do, I mean in our society, we have to talk about
Pick your words carefully.
No. We have to talk about context. In the Nigerian context, the women say they must raise their daughters a certain way, while the men a certain way. Is that an agreement or not?
Which women?
We're talking about traditional times still.
Okay. No, I'm trying to understand. Okay, go ahead.
We're still working in traditional times.
Okay.
In the traditional times, they raised women differently than they raised men. Yes.
Even now, let's be
Even
honest.
now. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So we're on the same page. Good. So it means that when we sit in a room with 4 guys, 2 of those guys who know how to do the domestic things, and 2 of those guys who don't, still ultimately, to some extent, not entirely, but to some extent,
Down to the mom.
right? Down to the mom, right? And so now the question then begs.
Whose fault?
No, I'm not. It's not a blame game, right? But this is an understanding of the fact that even when the woman knows what the man should do, when it's time to raise children, that completely just evaporates. Because again, I'll give an example. You have two kids, right? Good. Are they 2 boys? Fantastic. So now, in the event that you're raising your 2 boys, of course, it's not a question of how you raise them, but where I'm getting at is that a lot of mothers in that time, maybe not now, do not think that these 2 boys they are raising are the same 2 boys that are going to either be able to raise a home or not. All they're doing is just raising these 2 boys to be 2 boys that, navigate life. But now, when those 2 boys then grow to not be people who can raise a home, who do we blame? Again, not a blame game here.
But you just said, who do we blame?
Wait, hold on. Not a blame game here, because me saying who do we blame is not that I'm looking for who to blame. Is that I'm trying to point out that, again, this is not a men do this, women don't do this. I feel like the man has a role to play. I'll give an example. If I get married now, right? If I get married now, there's no way that my children are not learning domestic skills.
Okay.
Outside of what my wife would do. If my wife chooses, they don't need to be in the kitchen, I would then insist, I think I need these kids in the kitchen. I'm in a home of 4 boys. We have no sister. I don't have the experience of what it's like to have a sister, right? But if you see me in the kitchen, if you see me cleaning, you would ask me, do you have... But you see, I was raised in a home where the mother that I was raised with would not even hear that. What do you mean I'm in the kitchen? You're not in the kitchen with me. Exactly. And this is me saying then that this was also backed up by my dad saying, your mom's in the kitchen, go and help her. So this is why I said it's not a blame game. But it's how we choose to raise up. But you see, there's a traditional mindset. And I think where I'm getting at is this, right? There are certain people, certain Nigerians, who have chosen that the concept of a mom role, dad role thing should apply to also their children. They carry that. So even the women who carry the bitterness of this should not be this way, still raise their children. Yes, it's unconscious, right? It's not an intentional thing, but it's unconscious. And I've seen that happen a lot. You hear girls now, today, you even read comment sections and they say, my boys cannot see, well, why should they even worry about this? I'm going to raise my boys in this. You even watch content.
No, I strongly disagree with that.
There's a lot of content I watch.
No, when
recently.
I say I strongly disagree with that, I strongly disagree with letting that happen.
Of course,
it's one of the things that I really, really, really am so determined to teach my boys is you can't see the kitchen is anybody's space. The kitchen is everyone's space. And it doesn't make sense. So when I get very irritated when I hear actually both men and women say I can't cook. I'm like, that is a survival skill. Nobody's asking you to be a freaking gourmet chef, but you should be able to look after yourself. Yep. So there's certain skills that I'm just like, okay, this is not a man, woman. It is like are you an adult? Are you an adult? Can you look? Okay, you're in a house. There's raw food. Can you convert it into something you can eat, or will you perish in that room?
They will perish, and that's why that's why the food apps are thriving.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention the food app, but they're making billions every year.
My thing is, first of all, I'm so determined. Excuse my French. I'm not going to raise fuckboys. I absolutely am so against that. They're going to learn. Bless my first son. Anytime I'm in the kitchen, he's always like, can I cut veggies for you? Can I do this? Can I do that? Oh, what are you cooking, mama? This, and I love that. And it's not a case, it's never going to be a case of go and sit down. No, you're going to be there. You're going to, one of the things he loves doing is now he wants to like crush the stock cubes and everything.
That's nice.
The other one, he's like, let me wash the plates, but everywhere's a pool afterwards, but he tried.
Yeah.
He tried. So I really am trying to reinforce that whole, this is not a house where you can go and sit down because, I'm a boy or whatever, and then I will do all the work. No, it's not like that. They're going to be clearing the roof of all the dead leaves and everything, all of that stuff.
That was the same exactly how I was raised. My dad was not having that.
But here's the thing. Some people who were raised this way.
I can cook. I can say that.
You can say well.
I can say well. Yeah.
You can cook for survival.
Cook for survival.
Yeah.
I'm very great at following recipes.
Yeah.
You tell me, do this, I will kill it for you.
So it means that the initial is there.
I mean, I've seen situations where people I know, let's give an example. Guy works at KPMG. Give an example. Woman works at Accenture.
Or any similar
business. The reason I'm mentioning these companies is because these are highly demanding jobs. And they both come back home late at night. And the guy is like, I'm not interested. You are the wife now, cook something. And I'm thinking to myself, you both had to go out and make money. You both are paying bills in this home. So why is it that you get to put your feet up and, you're expecting tray service, they should serve your food. And this same couple that I'm talking about, they eventually had a baby. And first of all, the guy used to complain. First of all, that he did not get married to be eating eatery food, one. So what she used to do was stop by an eatery or somewhere and buy like dinner so she won't have to get home and start cooking. And then he used to complain about that. They eventually had a baby. and the baby is crying. She's in the kitchen cooking, and this guy's like, "Come and carry the baby. Oh. The baby is crying. Oh, like things like that. You. So there's some people who were quote unquote raised right, but they grow up and they're like, nah, f that. I want the traditional way, or they do the whole I can't eat freezer soup." That kind of. So who you want this babe who is contributing to the bills to come back and cook you fresh stew every day? Are you okay?
The annoying thing is they don't tell you that in the beginning. It's after you've already entered and you're like, you know, there was back in the day there was somebody that I was dating and I was like, and this what's it called? Grew up in the UK, everything. Those ones, ladies, let me tell you, come closer. They can be the biggest scammers because you feel like you've met like a modern, you know, well-adjusted, oh, he's not going to be like those ones. But there's something weird that happens. Like, and I also think it's if you marry them in Nigeria, there's like a default switch that goes off because they go from being somebody that was probably living in his like 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment in the UK, happily looking after himself, maybe, you know, learning how to like throw some things together from, you know, Sainsbury's or whatever. But all of a sudden you guys get married and then it's like a different dynamic. So yes, this person was dating him. And then he was now saying he can't eat day-old rice. I was like, I don't understand. I was like, what do you mean by that? I can't eat day-old rice. I was like, by the time you put that rice on the stove, nobody will tell you. Nobody can say like it was in the microwave.
This is why the microwave was invented. Better warm it well, dear. Because
no, the secret is you put it. You know what? If you want your rice to taste very fresh, warm it on the stove. That's the best. But I was just like, when you were saying this, I was like, yeah, we're not getting married.
You know what? So I think the question first of all is, you did mention about men being raised right, but then not. So I feel like if you are already in the train of thoughts where day-old rice is not edible rice, that's already poor raising. Because I can't even sugarcoat that. There's no version of being raised right that has that version of mindset, right?
Or fresh soup every day.
So all that, exactly. So all that is not even. But what I will say though is it's still a two-gender problem here, and that's where I'm getting at with all of this. It's not a one person is doing this wrong and then the other person needs to correct them, whatever the case, right? Now, modern men being princesses, which is the genesis of all of this. Yes, no. So modern men being princesses, right? Of course, in the aspect of, you know, being taken care of rather than doing the taking care of, now comes back to the question of, because you mentioned something very, very strong here, and I had no, it's a good thing. I had actually like, you know, spun off of that, and that has something to do with, you know, the modern man. You also mentioned something, you know, in the event that they don't show that in the beginning.
Yes.
Then it's during the relationship you get to see that
it's called fraud.
He's more traditional. It's called fraud. That's what it is.
Fraud.
Agreed. He's more traditional than you had bargained for. Now, those are the exceptions to this rule we're discussing here, because those ones are the ones that I also mentioned earlier. They like to exploit the situation, which is the situation favors men, which is they look back on history and they see how you mentioned that, you know, your dad had told your mom, hey, I got everything on lock. Someone would see that model and say, my father was the one that worked and my mom did everything. They would not remember that the father is the one that worked and took over everything. They would only remember the version where the mom did most of the raising. So they don't remember that
Father paid
everything financial
single dime.
Exactly. And now the problem is that situation is advantageous to the man. So a lot of modern men take traditional values only from the women's side rather than the man's, which is why I hear a lot of women say, if you want a traditional woman, be a traditional man. That's why I hear a lot of that now, because a lot of men try to use the advantage of what a traditional woman should be in a home, and then that, you know, without being the traditional man.
They want that unpaid labor.
It's like eating your cake and having it, basically.
Okay, so I have 2 questions. My first question is this. Again, I think this has to do with like the whole fraud thing that I've mentioned. I have, through friends, through, you know, family members, through whatever, I have heard about situations where, again, you're dating somebody, you know, thinking he's a modern, well-adjusted man. And in terms of when you were dating, he'd give that impression of, oh, I believe in partnership, I believe in this, but you get married and then you find out that as a woman, you are doing everything. Like you're making, you're the one that's
Doctor's appointments,
taking the kids to school, and your workload is crazy. And this person just sees you doing all of this. And it's never can I do this? Oh, what do we need to do? Never jump. And like literally they can see you doing all of this, trying to manage work, trying to do everything. And it's never a case of offering to do something.
In that situation, I think you are bamboozled. That's the truth about it. Because different people and their different traits. Nobody's going to, even some ladies too, they won't show you their traits until you guys have now locked into a certain level, which I don't think anybody should.
Yeah. Here's what I think.
In general, but people do.
I think that people in positions of privilege, there's a lot of male privilege, and you have to go out of your way to kind of, to circumvent that privilege. And I think a lot of guys, what they need to understand is when you're coupled up or you're married is don't wait for her to tell you what to do. Some guys say, but you did not tell me. Well, you did not tell me you need help. You have common sense. Step in. And it's not just the manual labor. There's also the mental labor of it to say the woman is also, yes, you can outsource some things. You can have a laundry guy, you can have a nanny, you can have a chef, you can have a driver, but there's other things. His mother's birthday is coming up. Who is the person thinking of what gifts to give? Who is the person thinking of, oh, this kid has inter-house sports and they are doing calisthenics, they are doing Red House, and they are also running. Who is the person going to run around for those costumes? Who is the person that is going to plan the Christmas party for the family? Who is there's so many things that we don't realize is unpaid labor. You have to think about these things.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I get it's unpaid labor and stuff, but like that labor everyone keeps talking about is your family that you created by yourself.
But you didn't create a family by yourself.
That's what I said. Like when I say by myself, I mean two of you
in
general. Yeah. Sorry, to answer the first question you asked about, you believe in 50-50. To an extent, because growing up, I was taught that, the guy pays for everything. Like I said, now my dad sorted everything out. Okay, cool. Yeah, I believe that back then. But now I'm coming up, I don't think I should pay for, I don't think it should be 50-50, but like 70-30.
Okay.
Because...
As in you pay for 70
I'm
and...
just saying, like, in that situation, because me and you now that we're dating or whatever, that we're about to get married, two of us were in uni together. Your father and my father paid for the same education that we both studied. We both graduated. You even passed me. You understand? You even did better than me in the so-called school. Well, I've not come out now. Why am I? Because I'm just the guy, the man.
That's the only thing.
What was the education? What's your education for? That's the way our own mentality has come now because everybody's evolving and whatever. We've lived this and lived that, Okay, like 12 of us went to the same school, everything. But now, we're not in the dating phase and all that kind of stuff. Your job, I'll cover most of it because I was triggered that way, built that way that, the man is the head of the house, he has to provider, basically. But, why did you now... Why were you in this? Before just the house.
Let me ask Gbemi a question. Let me ask, do you believe in 50-50? Like when it comes to like finances?
It's never going to be.
I don't.
It's never going to be 50-50. You know why? No. It's never. It's not realistic. It's not realistic.
I get where she's coming. I
don't believe in it. It's not realistic.
So I'm talking about finances. I'm talking about finances. I think
it's mean to think unless the guy comes from like a super wealthy home. I think it is wicked to say he should pay for every single thing, especially in today's Nigeria.
I look at it based on earnings.
Okay. Yes.
So, for example, because there's certain couples that whether this person is earning this, whether this person's earning that, they split the rent, I don't do that.
Let's give practical examples. Let's say, for example, the husband earns, this is an example, and I know that
like 1.5.
No. I wasn't saying yearly. Okay. Let's say the husband earns 100 M a year. And the woman earns 50 M per year. I think it's unfair to ask for 50-50 because the income disparity is there.
Yes.
Do you understand? Now, if you both earn close to, do you understand? I still feel that, and again, unfortunately, no matter how much you try to be progressive in your home and push the guy to do more when it comes to taking care of the home and other things, it's really, you have to do a lot of effort. You have to make a lot of effort for him to put in equal amounts of labor when it comes to running the household.
Yes. Do you know what I was going to say? basically, with regards to this whole, earning thing, I feel that if you're making 100, I'm making 50. First of all, I should not be paying rent. You should handle that. So, in terms of the things that I should be handling, maybe groceries, all of
groceries add up.
They add up. But depending on that, and one of the things that I can give advice now about marriage because I've been married for 10 years, so I can give advice. So one of the things,
2 months later,
okay. So one of the things I've learned, and I think I don't know if this is like a Nigerian guy thing. I don't know if it's a guy thing in general. But when you're in a situation, when you're in a household, and you find that you're doing everything, and you're waiting for, okay, you're going to jump in and be like, let me do that. I feel like a lot of guys, it doesn't register with them. So sometimes if you are a woman that's kind of used to just getting on with shit, you just get on with shit and your workload just gets more and more and more. And what I learned is I need to start delegating. So there was a day that I needed to go to work, and then my 2 sons needed to get their vaccinations and everything. And I was just like, if I leave work at 3 and I do this and I whatever. And then I was like, I didn't born these crutch babies myself. So I had to tell the dad, okay, you know what, this is what's happening. This is a book. Take them to the hospital. And I was like, this is somebody that's very intelligent. So, and he was able to do it. So literally, I was just thinking, why didn't I? So I think that if you are, particularly for the ladies, if you are in that position, unfortunately, there's some guys that get it. There's some guys that don't. And I think we also do this thing where we just keep on taking more and more and more.
Would it also be that
you should just be able to
delegate?
Yeah.
Sometimes they mess it up. And that's where they do this, they weaponize incompetence.
Well, we have not had that.
So, a situation whereby you send not send, but you're like, yo, stop at the grocery store. Please get this. And they bring some strange items home. And
Then
like,
they
in
will
what
go
world
back. They will
have
go
you
back.
seen us?
Our defense. Your things you guys always request for. The specificity of it is. I brought the same sheet.
No.
Clip where a woman told her husband, please do the grocery shopping. She even put pictures
I send
of
pictures.
these items.
And
And he still messed it up. And then I saw a tweet where some guy said, mess it up so that she won't ask you to do it again.
You
It's
go back.
weaponized
You will
incompetence.
go back. You go back because if I buy apples, right, and they're nice juicy red apples, why are the apples you bought? Why are they like brown and bruised and everything? You go back. You go back.
Let me just. We've said so many things.
Yeah.
But I'll first start with some of the stuff Gbemi said. Gbemi, yes.
It's like I'm your enemy.
You've been giving him some look like this, so he can sense
Let me
it.
start with a few things that Gbemi said, which was being able to handle certain things that have to do with
The house.
the house. You even mentioned some stuff a little outside of the house, but more within the extended family, which is you're planning a mom's birthday and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say this also based on like real events and real experiences, right? In fact, I think I'm even currently going through this. And what we fail to understand is outside of the roles that both genders, in quotes, need to play, in quotes, there's also personality traits that we seem to, for some reason, completely throw out the window.
Sounds like you're setting up for an excuse. But
Nope,
continue.
hold on. And I like how that's comfortable to say, right? But then if I told you also that, I had a tennis tournament coming up, but then tennis is not your thing, but then for some reason, I thought because you're the woman and you plan things a lot, you should be able to plan the things I'm going to need for tennis and all that stuff.
You go there naked. Don't plan yourself.
Good. So now you've exactly buttressed my point, which is tennis is not your thing.
No, it isn't even about tennis being my thing. Why would you expect me to pack everything? We haven't had a discussion or
It's
something.
not an expectation. It's the fact that you usually prefer to do the planning. That's exactly what I mean by character traits. First of all, every woman in any relationship usually prefers to handle the planning because they believe that the man can't really handle the planning. Now, in the event that the man has shown that they can, then they let him. But in most cases, let's even just play back to all the passport office visits, visa appointments, everything to do with school entrance exams. Who handles it?
Mommy.
Not now. Now, we can also say that, again, the man was negligent and not involved I can't give you full details on how they did their marriages back then.
I don't handle anything at the airport.
Okay, good. Now, we'll get to that, right? And
But that's his office.
I just walk. When we travel, I just walk. I don't
so
even
we're
think.
saying the same thing. The same thing here is that we seem to, for some reason, because we know that, one, when the marriage starts, if it has to do with car, is the man. If it has to do with food, is the woman. If it has to do with clothes, is the woman. If it has to do with...
programmed.
There's a pre-programming, right? But the problem is that when you guys were dating, you knew exactly who you were dating, which is, my boyfriend does not plan anything, doesn't know how to do things. Now, you could have had a problem with that, right? But I feel like there's also there's a question to ask if you then proceeded to marriage with that person.
And ignore the red
So
flags.
basically, it's your fault. If you follow this person
Okay,
to
all
the
right.
altar.
Let's. Yeah, go on.
So where I'm getting at with this is that there are also people, just on the flip side, who would do those things because that's their nature. I have so many male friends who love to do the planning instead, right? In which case, in their marriage, you see them be the ones to take the kids to school, take the kids to all the several medical appointments they need to, right? Take the kids to whatever it is they need to do, handle the home in a way that a man generally and typically wouldn't handle a home, but that's also because the woman saw those traits in the man and chose that man. Now, the question I'm going to ask now is, would you then say it's fair to have seen the man who does not like to plan, handles other things, whatever it is, maybe financials, whatever it is, but it's not his thing he doesn't know how to get gifts. It hasn't been his character trait at any point in your relationship.
The first year of dating, second year of
Even in your relationship, you could tell from the way he gives that it's more the money that he makes that drives that than his creativity, right? So what that means is, because he has a lot of money, he can buy you that Gucci belt, the Gucci bag, but not because he was creative to think that you've been talking about Gucci for the last couple of months, right? Now, where I'm getting at with this is that...
Where's your question?
That's the question now.
Okay.
The question now is that, would you then say it's fair to say that that person was not participant in the relationship because they were already doing the things you were literally dating them for? That's my question.
I think if you have somebody that while you were dating or at the beginning, buying, certain gifts didn't seem to be their strength. I think that if you're in a situation with somebody, you care for this person and you want like a sort of long-term thing, I think you can make an effort. So there's certain people that they don't know how to gift. They don't really, it's not their thing. But guess what? You can get help. It doesn't mean you have to get it right all the time. But I think if you show an effort, if you know that this is this person's love language, for example, I think if you show effort that I tried, I'm hearing you, I know that this is your love language, I'm trying, even if you get it wrong, I think the effort put into it is actually what matters. Yes, go ahead.
The effort he's talking about is him just, I got the money, I'll just buy that.
If that's okay with her, that's fine. But if she is wanting a creative gift, if she's wanting a gift that you handpicked, then I think you can actually try.
Also,
if she's into poetry and you can't string 2 or 3 words together, guess what? Go on ChatGPT. I want to tell her I like her brown eyes. I want to compare her eyes to the. Do you understand?
So I think it's subjective, right?
It's making the effort. It's making the effort.
I agree with it, but there's also a strong point. And this is why.
If you don't make the effort, you're actually lazy.
This is why I talk about context. Have you both dated a Nigerian woman? No.
I'm not talking about it right now.
Oh, are you Nigerian men? Are you really? Because Nigerian men don't exactly give the grace of efforts with mistakes.
Nigerian women. Say that again.
I'll say it from my experience, yes. From my experience, Nigerian men don't give you the effort with mistakes, which means that you see the effort in my ChatGPT.
Is that why you are dating a non-Nigerian now?
To be honest.
Where's she
We'll get to
from?
that. She's from Cameroon. Let's focus, please, guys. Okay, so now, again, of course, I can't speak for all Nigerian because I've not dated all Nigerian men, right? From my dating experience,
has been talking about this person who broke his heart in secondary school for years. Like, how does your girlfriend feel about you talking about that wicked ex that left you? Did
remember there was this person I liked back in high school then. The no was public.
I've been listening to it. I've been listening
There's
to
also
their,
post-university.
I've listened to their podcast for years, and he's been talking about this. I'm like, let her die.
Wait. And you didn't expect this, but she's here today.
Like Maury, please. No.
Guys, so the point here is that it's cute to say with the words, but the Nigerian woman is not exactly that.
I think you should say certain Nigerian women. Certain Nigerian women.
I think we need to ask some questions. We're married women. We've been married for years. You've been married for 10. I've been married for 8.
Woo! Hallelujah.
You are single men, well in your 30s. Why are you still single?
to marry.
Was your father not married at this age?
Wait. It's not by force. I have to say this. Disclaimer. It's not by force to marry. But why are you not married, Murewa? In this, you are almost 40, brother. What's going on?
Well, am I almost 40? Anyways, I'll get to that. Right. And she does have a strong question. So just to finalize on what I was saying, my point was just that
Isioma, why?
major Nigerian women do not give you the grace.
I want to marry.
You know what the problem is?
I want to be married.
You know what it is? You know what I have seen, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. What I have seen is that because I have so many girlfriends, you have beautiful girlfriends who are educated, they're kind, they're well behaved, and they're single because they keep meeting idiot after idiot. But the problem, but meanwhile, then you hear single Nigerian men complain about Nigerian women. They like money, they like this, they like that, and I'm just thinking, but you know what they want? They want baddies.
But I think. But do you know what? Do you know what's very interesting, right? Do you know what's very interesting? Right? The average Nigerian guy will complain about Nigerian women just loving money and everything, but let the Nigerian guy hammer and make money. That is the first thing he will use.
I love that.
He will literally be like, I have money, therefore you come. So you guys can't be complaining about, you guys can't be complaining about women, Nigerian women loving money when it seems like that's your only game.
Okay, good. Now, I love the fact that you've mentioned that.
money, so I have game.
I love the fact that you both have mentioned that.
No, when you have money, a lot of them feel like that's their only game.
hold
I have
on,
money.
but
I don't need to have a
let me also say
personality.
that.
I don't need to,
Let me also say that I love the fact that you guys have brought this on. You know me, I like conversations.
Yes.
So would you first of all consider both of you as baddies?
Yes.
Hold on.
I'm
Yes?
still a mommy baddie.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, so baddies.
Yes.
Would you then say if you are my taste or you are my taste, I'll be reaching too much?
Say that again.
Would you say if you were both my taste, which is baddies, then I'll be doing beyond my...
That's a weird question. I don't
understand
understand.
the
No,
Yeah.
because what you said was that we say we don't like money, but then go for the baddies.
No. Here's what you want. They want a body. Like, let me give you I don't want to mention any name.
Feel
But you know
free,
the
feel
quintessential
free.
dream girl of Nigerian
So there's
men.
levels of baddies.
Wait.
Yes.
There's the quintessential.
There's a Koi baddie, there's a Kosu baddie.
There's a
different
fine
ones.
girl somewhere. You can tell.
Tell me, I'll say it.
Wait. Just by looking at her, you know that this girl is a baddie. And if you want to,
let's
she's
define
fine.
that.
Wait,
No, hold on.
facially fine, body fine, whether it's natural or
BBL
BBL.
or spec.
Wig on point, everything on point. She's fine, right? But I also know nice, attractive girls who are well educated. They don't need your money. But
Yes.
Nigerian men will complain and say,
We're
these
contradicting
girls,
ourselves
all
here.
they want is
We're
money.
contradicting ourselves here.
Wait.
So again,
Wait.
every single thing. And I know I'll let you finish your points, right? But every single thing you guys have both described. Nice body, nice face, wig on point, fashion, also even probably has money. How does that not describe both of you?
Here's what happens. No. Here's what happened. Now, again, we're not from this era. Okay?
That
We
means
got married.
nothing to the man.
We got married.
Sorry.
No. We got married a long time ago.
That does not matter to the man. Sorry.
No. Here's the thing. The problem is, and then I see Nigerian men complain all the time on social media about, all these girls want is money. There are certain sorts of girls that you look at and you know that you don't want her because she's intelligent. You want her because you know that once she enters anywhere with you,
Everybody's gonna be looking at
you. You know that that's the sort of, you want eye candy. So go and meet your eye candy. But the problem now is you are now using that eye candy brush to paint all the other people. There are real life. I'll tell you who it is. There's somebody who was on our show before. I won't say what season. Very intelligent lady, beautiful. And somebody tried to hook her up with their friend.
Their friend?
No.
Okay,
With
okay.
their own friend.
Okay.
Like, oh, you're my friend, a girl. You're my friend, a guy. You're smart. You're beautiful. Come and meet my guy. He said, I don't want. You know what they were eyeing? They were eyeing one baddie. And the person said to them, you see that baddie you are eyeing? She's my relative. You cannot afford her. And you will have high blood pressure. Follow this girl that is smart and will raise you beautiful, smart children. But no!
You follow the
He
baddie.
wants the baddie who does not have career, does not have a career path. She fine. You see how you think, wow, beautiful girl, baddie. That's what you want. But you will now say, they only want money. You can see. This girl is driving an exotic car without a job. But that's the one your eyes are going to. Ole.
You want to say
Ole.
something?
I just wanted to ask.
What's that song?
Ole.
Ole.
Adibode.
Ole.
I wanted to ask. She said she those people that where them they?
There are plenty. It's your
so-
mark.
so-
That's me. That's what I'm looking. I don't look for bad.
Why are you not?
I'm a goodie.
Why are you not in a relationship with the person you spend Valentine's Day with? He spent he had company.
He was a single Pringle.
He had company.
Who did you spend Valentine's Day with?
He said he had company, but he didn't mention
I said
who.
I was cozy.
You were cozy with someone.
Everywhere is warm. On the fire.
There was
in the house.
somebody there.
Yeah, the fire.
Fire.
Okay, can we let's move on to this next topic and wrap up. Why is this is again you guys are, modern men, right? Why for the modern men is the word feminism still a slur?
For what modern man?
For you guys, why is it
It's not a slur to me, to be honest. I don't think
Definitely not me or us.
I don't think it's
So here's the thing. And I think when I was tracking back on
Okay, so why do you think that, unfortunately, a lot of men in this generation still see feminism as a bad thing?
because again I mentioned earlier, and I'll let you talk after this. Remember I mentioned earlier on that men are equipped by the concept of owning power. Owning power is identity. But the moment where you start to question that power by your own power, which is the power that women have fought for this too, they have power as well, right? So in the moments where your power now starts to question mine, I as a man, insecure man, of course, in most cases, start to feel that my identity is also being questioned. Because the one thing actually that gives me identity as a man is power. There's nothing else. As a man, there's nothing else. Power can attribute it to sexual prowess in bed. Power can be attributed to my strong ideas in making decisions. So many other things can power be attributed to, right? But it still comes down to power. And then the minute that begins to get questioned, then me as a man start to feel less of a man, or not even a man at all, because you've now put that to question, because you can do that thing that I can do. And now I'm like, okay, so where am I being a man in this? And that's where
So essentially, men that don't like or feel threatened by feminism are men that are generally scared of losing their power.
insecure. That's exactly that.
Insecure men. Okay, okay, all right.
We cannot finish this conversation. Should we go into fan mail? Or should
Yeah,
we-
yeah, yeah. Let's go into fan mail. This
Okay,
is
so
like
we got this fan mail real quick.
we want
Should I
your
read it
advice.
out?
Yeah, you read it.
Okay, dear Gbemi and Toolz. Hi, my queens. First of all, I absolutely love OffAir. You two have become my unofficial big sisters in my head, so please help me before I start overthinking myself into hypertension. So I met someone, and honestly, on paper and in real life, he's almost everything I prayed for. He's kind, like genuinely kind, not performative Twitter kindness. He's funny without trying too hard. He's fine. He's well-spoken, emotionally aware, at least from what I've seen so far. We have great conversations, great chemistry, and actually enjoy each other's company. From the beginning, I was very clear about what I want. I'm dating intentionally and I want a relationship that will lead to marriage. He said he wants the same thing, no games, no let's just vibe and see. So far, so good. But there's one thing that has been quietly scratching my brain and I don't know if I'm being paranoid or perceptive. This man dodges money conversations like Neo dodging bullets. At first, I told Neo, for those of you who have not seen The Matrix, anyway. At first, I told myself, calm down, sis. Not everything is a red flag, but it keeps happening. For example, I was telling him about how I was overlooked for promotion at work for a long time. And when they finally promoted me, they tried to add a very small amount to my salary. It was very insulting. We were deep in conversation and I casually asked him how much he earns. Gbemi and Toolz, this man refused to answer. Not in a playful way, not in a I'll tell you later way. He just neatly sidestepped the question and changed the topic. Now, here's my confusion. I am not a gold digger. I have my own job. I pay my own bills. I'm not even trying to audit anybody's bank account. But at the same time, what exactly is he hiding? If we're both saying we want something serious that leads to marriage, is financial transparency not part of that journey? Or am I trying to jump to chapter 10 when we're still on chapter 3? Everything else about him is a green flag, but this one is making my antenna stand up small. Please tell me, am I overthinking this or is my spirit speaking up something that my eyes haven't fully seen yet? Signed, trying not to be a detective, but my spirit is restless.
Yes, please. What are your thoughts?
Should
she run?
Why should she run? She makes her own money now. That's money. She's not there. She's like she said, she's not a gold digger. So why should she run?
What if... What's so difficult about you saying what you earn?
He doesn't want to answer number one because he doesn't feel, as a man, yes, you don't feel like you're making enough at that time. I've been in a situation whereby there was someone I was dead for, but I just felt like in my life she was way ahead of me before I could catch her. So that did not work out or whatever because of that parole. Because I didn't say anything to her. She doesn't know. She didn't know, but me, I just
So you just killed it.
Just went on my way because I'm like, this one is too way ahead of me. I was not
compatible.
financially capable or whatever. So he knows already. He's not on that level.
So she could leave him now.
She could leave him, but she makes her own money. Why is she leaving him?
Okay.
I think she should actually
not the
ask
question.
him.
Ask
I've
him,
noticed that
Point blank
when I talk about money, when I bring up money, you're uncomfortable to talk about it. Why? And then take it from there. Because I find that if somebody is, this is like that thread that if you keep pulling, something else will just, keep unraveling. So I think it's definitely, should I say, it's almost a red flag. And it depends on how he answers.
So you know what I would say is, first of all, what we define as red or green flags is very subjective.
Depends on the person.
Depends on the person, right? So what you may see as a red flag might not be a red to me.
Might be a carnival to someone.
But what I will say is, on the flip side of what Isioma has said, it could also be the complete opposite, where he actually earns way too much and then believes that the minute he discloses that, the entire dynamic of the conversation will completely change. Especially from the context of her complaining that the raise was not raised enough. So either her seeing that he makes a lot more money that actually would never really need her to work a day in her life again, would now put him in a place where she now doesn't
She'll not be
like
eyeing
him
his
from-
money.
So it might not even be that. It might not even be that she's doing that. But every single action she takes might now look like that to him, even though she's just innocently saying, "Oh, so can you buy me this?" Even though her saying "buy me this" is not anchored on the information of how much he earns.
Do you know what? So when you're dating somebody, at what point should you disclose how much you're earning?
To be honest, I think at the point where
No, like you're in a relationship. You're in a relationship.
like you're already
in a
like boyfriend and
relationship. Yeah,
girlfriend,
you're in a
right
relationship.
immediately. I'm sorry, like it's, honestly, once you guys have decided that, again, my train of thoughts, I'll only be dating somebody that I potentially see myself getting married to, right? I'm not dating because, well, I like you, you like me, let's just date. No, it doesn't happen like that, right? I'm dating because potentially we might get married. It might not work out. That's the plan. That's the plan. It might not work out for whatever reasons might happen, but that's the intention.
When?
Mama, are you not seeing economy? Somebody should beg me, please. Marriage is not.
When will you marry? This year, next year.
Not me being on the spot on somebody else's show. But anyways.
What's that Ray song? She wants a ring. She wants a ring. She wants a ring.
But yeah, so the concept of dating would be to marry, right? And I think
sorry.
if you're already, it's fine. I think if you're already dating to marry,
See, don't vex. I was going to add, if you like it, you should.
I'm so dead. This is what I deal with, guys, every single day of my life. This is what I deal with.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so if I'm dating to marry, then it means that at the point where we are dating, that is boyfriend and girlfriend, I'm sorry, but all of the information should belong to me. And all of my information should belong to you. This is because the only people who have a problem with this, right, are people who are not sure where this dating leads.
So should
If you
it
don't
be a
believe
question
that,
of, so what are you earning? Or should it be a case of, like, is it that, or do you ask questions that help you gauge?
So I think that's a personality thing.
What are you earning?
It's a personality thing.
It's a personality, like you said.
Yeah.
Depends
Some
on
people
you.
can ask
But
you
it seems
directly.
kind of weird just saying,
If I'm dating, somebody and they ask me that, that's too FBI. Like, why?
That's right.
You know,
Like,
what's
yeah,
going
so-
on? Why?
so
you
it's
know?
It's more like you do. That's your
Right?
style.
But I feel like there's ways you can kind of
Yeah.
like work your way into that question, right?
So, like,
now,
roughly what you see-
also, if I'm dating somebody who I also know is like that, who will just ask me what are you earning, then of course I should not be surprised by the question because that's who I'm dating.
The person
I
is
know-
very open.
I know the person is like that exactly. So in that hemisphere, I'm just be like, okay, you know what? It's an uncomfortable question to answer, but I know it's you. So I'm earning this and this. Only again because the plan was to date to marry. So me disclosing that is me keeping my security or safety in the hands of the person I hope to marry. Now it may not work out, and people would always say and argue that she'll use this information against you. But I'm dating you to marry you. If it doesn't work out, then that's my loss.
Last question.
Yeah.
So you decide to have this conversation about finances, and you say, okay, come, yeah, let's jokes apart. Let's talk about.
Payslips on the
Give me a
table.
range, and she's earning 3 times your salary.
Okay.
Do you feel emasculated? Do you run away? What do you do
Let me
today?
just answer
You
very
up
first,
to
very
date?
first.
Me personally, hell no.
Hell no.
I don't feel emasculated or anything. We've gone to the time where you don't even know this person might just be a model and she uses these glasses to do something and she's earning 4 times what you're making. So if that is what is going to make you run away from, please, that's to them their opinion. Me, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I would prefer to earn more, yes, because as the man. But if she's earning more, what do the kids would? What do they want to go for holiday, my dear? What do you say? Have I crossed my leg back?
right.
Princess treatment. Let's keep it pushing.
You know-
Honey, baby, you said okay. I'm
okay.
there with you, honey.
Okay, well, maybe not that for me, right? But for me is if what I'm earning can take care of the home, I honestly don't care if you're earning 10 times more. As long as what I'm earning can take care of the home. And when I say take care of the home, I might not do like the luxuries of things, right? Which is we're carrying the children 2-3 times a year on, family trips. But if I'm able to give you or give us that's sustainable, we're having a good life, then honestly, you're earning 20 times more, it doesn't matter to me. Because again, as long as I'm earning enough to raise the family. Remember he mentioned that, there's this traditional thing where we are raised to understand that men should take care of the bills, even though, some people don't believe that. But we still believe that the men should take care of the bills. I don't really care what she's bringing to the table. There's all that, what I bring, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, as long as you're not a useless person in a relationship, then I'm okay with it. How much you earn does not actually matter to me. As long as you're not a liability, doesn't
So
matter
what
to me.
is
As
a
long as you're earning
liability?
something.
A liability is
Somebody who's not earning anything.
a liability is I feel my money working backwards. Which is I'm earning money, but next month I don't feel like I'm earning money anymore. That's a liability. Which is
So basically,
Yeah.
somebody that's unemployed doesn't have a job.
pretty well. You can not have a job but still not be a liability.
Yeah,
Technically,
true, in a
technically.
way.
But that's like a different discussion. Honestly.
Okay,
It's a different
so-
discussion, yeah.
Because you cannot be earning money and you can be in the house and while we're all good, we're all calm, things are going fluently.
Yeah.
You know, okay, this is what I earn.
Yeah.
You're working with that.
You're working
but then
with it,
again,
exactly,
you cannot be earning and you can be in the house and thinking you're going to go on a private jet to somewhere. Hello.
Yeah. So
You get-
it's a lot of things.
You might want
right?
some extra. Just so some people that don't earn and understand that, okay, I'm not earning and this is what it is. But some people don't earn and just feel like, oh, maybe because of your lifestyle before, you feel la vida loca. Hello?
There we go. So
You get
On that note, oh my goodness, thank you so much for stopping by, guys. This has been a very enlightening conversation. Of course, where can people watch your
Podcast.
So you can find us again on Menisms. Menisms
Mado.
Podcast. Yeah.
on Mado on YouTube.
Yep.
You know,
Menisms
there.
Podcast. Instagram, Twitter,
TikTok.
TikTok, everywhere find us. You can
Go
also
on,
send
yeah.
us emails on @menismspod@gmail.com. Yes.
Tell us your dilemmas. We always like to, give advice, even though we're not the smartest guys.
Isioma is looking for love. You
I'm
know
looking
you are
for
a
love,
reasonable woman.
Wifey, I'm ready.
before the end of the year?
Amen.
So Isioma is looking for love.
No, you have to propose before the. Not even propose. You have to. This is what are we now? You actually have until. I'm giving you to the end of this year.
We're like in
I'm giving you to
September.
the end of
Aren't
this
we like
year. No,
the year's already over.
you have till the end of this year
To do what?
to
It's
get
been like
married.
2 years now, isn't it?
What are you waiting for? You're waiting for rapture? Marry. Eh?
Okay, I don't have
We're
the
refused to marry.
to raise family. I get it.
I love being able to say this. I'm going to call on my male friends that are not married. Why haven't you married? What's wrong with
Do you
you?
want to be the old dad?
Look at you. You're aging. You're aging. Marry. Let me go and call them
Jokes
after the show.
apart, I used to worry about that, but please, people are having kids. People are having kids much older
all
now.
Fingers, you
so,
guys
yeah.
are not equal. Everybody, you know to
Yeah,
that. So all
so
fingers. Even
Don't go
the-
and have kids that you cannot provide for.
I was going to say that
Yeah.
you guys should know that raising a family is not cheap
very
money.
expensive.
Don't go and jump into the pressure
And if you
of
want
getting
a
married.
jebo, don't go and do a jepako and born a jepako. You get? As an ajebo when you grow up.
You know, he has a
born
point. He has a point. and
Actually,
that's a whole discussion.
think about
Yeah.
it.
Do you know what?
Think about it.
I
You grew up as an ajebora, then you born an ajepako. Why? Why you gonna do that, man?
I know we
Why?
said this is the end. But very, very, very quickly, because I hear this, I see this on Twitter all the time, where, you see people that are upset, people that are upset about the rich marrying the rich, or, as a rich person, you shouldn't marry somebody that's... What are your thoughts?
So first of all, what I'll say is the dynamic between so the reason why they complain first of all is that they don't feel the generational transfer
Of
from
wealth.
that to this. And what he's even saying is that you could come up from a family of nepotism. That's what they call it, nepo families
Nepo
now.
baby.
Which is that exactly, which is that your parents were well to do, send you to good schools and everything. Then you now have a family and you're struggling for even government-based schools. But now, to answer your question, the reason why people complain about this is that there's a general poverty concept in the country, right? And people are beginning to be aware of the things that should be minimum standard. And now we now see the lack of access. In fact, the concept, the expansion of the LAPO is lack of access and possibilities. In fact, lack of access and opportunities.
I didn't know this.
I didn't know, man.
That's what lack of access, possibilities, and opportunities.
Wow.
That's what LAPO means. And so, LAPO is you've given birth to this child, he lacks the basic things that any normal child should have. So that's why people are, really have a problem with the fact that the rich marry the rich, or whatever dynamic of the rich not being able to pass across. Because you even see a lot of royal families where my father was rich, but now I'm struggling. Type of situation. So that's the reason why they struggle with it, because now we are all aware of what should be normal, access-wise and possibility-wise, but we just don't have those opportunities. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And this wasn't so bad. You guys feel safe, right?
We
do. Very
Yeah,
good. Hey,
yeah, that's
it's
definitely
Menisms.
Definitely having you guys on our own show too.
Oh yeah, very
We've
soon.
been there,
Very
actually.
soon.
We
Very
went.
soon. And you will again. And you will again. Yes.
Okay. All good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
It is time for Money Zone, brought to you by our good friends at Moniepoint. First of all, have you ever had like a difficult customer? You've been in business for some time, and you know what? You're just like, you're trying your best to be polite. Maybe they've escalated the issue from, you have your staff handling things, and they've escalated the issue with the customer to you, and you're just like, is this person okay? Is this person all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel that quite often you can tell if a customer is going to be troublesome quite early on. So if you're, I don't know about you, but I still like read, like our DMs and everything. So I can already tell. So sometimes I just like to, I don't like the stress. I don't like the stress. And if you're going to bring stress, I would rather just,
Have you ever lied and said it's sold out? It's not sold out, but you know that the person's wallet is going to be finished.
Do you know what's so funny? It's like when they see something and they're like, oh, but can you do this and can you do that? And I'm like, why don't you just go and make it yourself?
We're not customizing.
Yeah. Or there was something, I think one of our items, so they'd asked for the price. So I was reading this and I was laughing. And they'd asked for the price and they were like, wow. And they were like, oh, I only have this. And I'm like, then you can't get the dress.
They were trying to price it.
Yeah, I was like, then you can't get the dress.
So
It doesn't,
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but honestly, I think that if you have a troublesome customer, I think sometimes you know if they're going to be more stress
They're going to give you a headache.
than it's worth. Sometimes just try and find a way to like nip that in the bud and then just, and also in saying that there's some customers that I've dealt with that are fantastic.
Absolutely.
Very
Yeah,
sweet, very polite. And those are the ones that I appreciate. The ones that, maybe like it's out of your hands, there's a delay or something and you apologize. And, oh, don't worry about it. And I'm just like, thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, I remember dealing with one customer where I think she had paid some money and she sent the receipt, but we had not received it, right? This was not a Moniepoint account. This was a couple of years ago. And she was like, question mark, what's going on? This one. And we had to tell her, yes, you have a receipt, but the money has not physically entered our own account. So we cannot say, do you understand that we've received your transaction, we received your money and your transaction is complete or whatever it is. And she was like huffing and puffing and cussing on different, platforms. She went from WhatsApp to DMs. I was just like, Auntie, calm down. Now, eventually, I think what happened is that it reversed. So it was not like, oh, are you sure you're not a scammer? This one, I was just like, see, if you use a Moniepoint account, you will not have these issues, okay? Because what they do is help you trace transactions, okay? You get your notifications immediately. Let's say you're sending money to someone. You know that money is going to get into that person's hands. In fact, what they do in some cases is tell you maybe that this bank is not available at this time when you're trying to transfer money, which is fantastic. Also, if you are a business owner and you're trying to receive money, if somebody has paid money to you, you will get that transaction alert immediately, which is what I love. They make doing business very, very seamless. They have structured payment solutions that reduces friction. So, you're not quarreling with one customer or dodging one customer here or there. They provide fast, traceable transactions and reliable records. Make sure you download the app today to enjoy some of this.
Yep.
Okay.
And remember that when payment systems work properly, entrepreneurs can focus on growing their business instead of managing daily frustrations. Yeah.
Nigeria has had enough.
Make sure you download that Moniepoint app today. All right, so it's Friday.
This looks good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
so much.
What is this?
Gotta do cheers to the weekend.
Love it. Cheers.
Okay. Try not to spill.
Let's taste it. Let's taste it.
I smell mint.
I smell citrus, oranges. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, let's spin the weekend.
Refreshing.
Let's spin the weekend. Well, we're getting distracted by
let not be like we're the only ones drinking and enjoying. Okay, all right. So it is time for Spin the Weekend. This is where we make sure your weekend is sorted.
Yes.
Courtesy of Gordon's Gin. So we have got our Spin the Weekend wheel, which you will see shortly. And the idea is we're going to give you a suggestion on what to do this weekend. And we're going to tell you the best Gordon's Gin flavor to accompany your activity. Yes.
Do it.
I speak English every now and then. I do. All right. So spin the wheel.
And the result is movie night at home.
Ooh, you mean Netflix and chill?
Whatever it is, whether you're at Netflix and chilling by yourself or with friends or with your loved one or your boo or your situationship, whatever it is you're doing, that's your business. Really, what you need to do this weekend is just stay in outside Coastal. Make some nice cocktails with Gordon's gin. There's different flavors. The one we just had, I believe it is
Citrus, moringa citrus blend.
Yes, really, really nice indeed. Very easy. There's so many
Very
recipes
yummy.
online. There's so many ways that you can mix your drinks. Just put some ice. Even without mixers, it tastes really, really good. So make sure you chill. And there's so many things to watch now. Right now, I'm watching Love is Blind. I'm finishing up Bridgerton. I finished and then what else again?
I'm so behind on Bridgerton.
Oh, you should.
So
It's
behind
nice.
on Bridgerton. It's like there's so much going on. But yes, for your movie night, you know what's fantastic for movie night? When it's raining, not like thunderous, horrible rain, but just like a nice
When they
rain.
take lights
And
with
then no, and then you now make your room cold. You now like have the AC on, and then you now get
be
like
in
a
the
duvet, and you now have your drinks. Oh gosh.
The thing is, if it's now too cold and you're now too cold in that duvet, within 15 minutes, I'm sleeping. And then I'll be like, I'm resting my eyes. I'm not sleeping.
Isn't that what movie night is about? Are you supposed to stay awake?
Yes, now you're supposed to watch the film. I'll be like, you see. Then you're like, you were sleeping. No, I was resting my eyes. I saw now. Oh yeah, so what happened? And now the guy went to the guy's apartment and then they killed the guy. And I'm like, you're sleeping. But yeah, stay at home this weekend. Enjoy yourself. Make yourself a nice cocktail and just have fun. All right?
And make sure you involve Gordon's gin in your weekend activity. Make good times great.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to you and you and you.
Cheers to the weekend.
Everybody. Cheers. Woo.
Have you noticed how excited Gbemi is since the alcohol came?
I'm enjoying myself. Why should I be annoyed?
Do you know what I have to say? Big shout out to our bartender, man. He got the right level of ice. Like, there's enough ice to make it super chill, but it hasn't watered down the drink.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Go make one.